Yo, what's going on guys? Jared here. Welcome back to another video going over more Rage of the Abyss decks. So we actually wanted to go over a deck that got some support this time. That is going to be Centurion. Now they only got 2 cards of support in this set, but one of them really changes fundamentally how this deck can be played. As you know, before we got Auxilia, which was an extremely powerful card in support for the deck, which makes any level 12 synchro full combo for Centurion. But with the newest set, any level 8 synchro is now full combo for Centurion, which is pretty crazy. They keep giving this card with this deck more generic ways to combo, and it's getting scarier and scarier. So what can you do with just a level 8 synchro? Like, what's the easiest way to make it, etc., etc. And the actual answer to that me and Nick actually had the idea of was going into punk cards. Punk cards are obviously very strong. They generate a lot of value. They have a lot of extenders in the form of Foxy Tune and an emergency teleport. So you get a lot of value out of these cards to be able to make a level 8 synchro very easily. But not only that, you also get to be able to play around Nibiru and be able to make extra interruptions because of it, right? And so I'm going to show you the deck and the combo in this video, and I want you guys to leave any suggestions down below, because this obviously is still a work in progress. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe if you do, and leave, again, any suggestions down below. Greatly appreciate it. So let's go ahead and jump into that deck profile. Okay, guys, so here is the deck. I want to go through it card by card real quickly, but keep in mind this deck definitely could use some adjustments, in my opinion. I think there's going to be different ways where you can build this. I think more hand traps might be able to help flush out the amount of, like, quote-unquote bricks that are in this deck, because you have so many starters, and we're going to go into that right now. So actually 4 starters in this deck. You have 3 copies of Xiamen, 3 copies of Ogre Dance, 3 copies of Emergency Teleport, and 3 copies of Foxy Tune, as well as 3 copies of Trudea, 3 copies of Primera, 3 copies of Stand Up, and 3 copies of Oath. All these are starters. Every single one of those cards is a starter in this deck with the way I have it currently built. So because there's so many starters, it might be worth it to play more non-engine to then flush out the bricks in the deck, which are pretty much the Deer Node, the Fusion Punk Monster, I'm going to try to pronounce that, Centurion, Atri, Gargoyle, Wake Up, and Phalanx. And then for the hand traps right now, we have Ash, Veiler, Imperm, and Ferraros. And then for the extra deck, we have 1 Little Knight, 1 Punk Dragon, 2 Legatia, 2 copies of Primera Primus, 1 Auxilia, 1 copy of Rising Carp, 1 Photon Ward, 1 Crystal Wing, 1 Ultimaya, 1 Crimson Dragon, and triple copies of Cosmic Blazar Dragon. Since Calamity is banned, this is like the main thing that you are going to be going into, and this card is nuts. It will easily end the game by itself. When you start making multiples of these, it gets ridiculous how much value you're generating. Now, again, the only card in here that is new is Centurion Primera Primus. The main part of this card is the searching, so just very quickly, it's a level 8 tuner, generic. If it's special summoned, it cannot be destroyed by battle unless it was someone from the extra deck, so you can bring this back from the graveyard and it can't be destroyed by battle. Pretty cool. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. If it's synchro summon, you can add an emblem card from your deck or graveyard to your hand, then destroy 1 card on both players' fields. Non-targeting destruction, very strong. If a face-up Centurion card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, except during damage type, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, which is very annoying. It does not get banished or anything, so you always have a card to come back that cannot be destroyed by battle. Very important. I think this card is really good throughout the game too. It's like not even just good on turn 1. This card sitting in the graveyard is a constant pressure point of coming back. But yeah. And then in the side deck, I have 1 copy of the Dragon Drive, Ghost Ogre, which you can search with Dragon Drive if you wanted to play that route, and Synchro Rumble. Synchro Rumble can be used in the combo. In the combo, I end up using the Crystal Wing for a Synchro Summon. If you don't want to do that, you can just play Synchro Rumble and it fixes that issue. I'll show you why. But yeah, you can just do that. You don't have to get rid of the Crystal Wing if you don't want to, but you could just play Crystal. I just don't want to play the brick. At the end of the day, I just don't want to play the extra brick. It's searchable off Crimson Dragon, but I just didn't want to do that. Now, again, back to the deck. You have so many starters in this deck. You have 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24 starters in this deck. And then on top of that, you could still play more hand traps. You could easily play, like, I would argue, like 18 hand traps in this deck and still be pretty consistent. Now, the only reason why I'm like iffy on some of these cards, all of these 3 are definitely combo. The Foxy Tune is a weird combo because that's where you have to play the Fusion. If you cut the Fusion, Foxy Tune is no longer a combo. But I really like Foxy-tune as an extender, because if you draw like Z-Yamen and that gets interrupted, you have Foxy-tune in hand, it's like nothing ever happened, right? So you get a lot of benefit to having multiple Foxy-tunes in the deck for just the cost of playing one of the Fusion guy and one of the Fusion extra deck card. I think that's worth it in the long run, in my opinion. Now, what I think you can cut on is maybe the Centurion normal summons. I don't think you need 3 and 3. Maybe 2 and 2 is a better number, because you're going to have a lot of normal summons with Primera, Trudea, and Z-Yamen. It's just a lot of normal summons overall, not even including like the bricky ones. So that's just something that you can consider. But yeah, the fact that this is a 1-card combo, 3 negate M board through Nibiru, it's just so strong. I think that's just like a very, very strong thing. And I think that it's all because of this card's existence now, because again, any level 8 synchro can go into Centurion combo. It is ridiculous. So I want to show you guys the combo, because I'm really excited to even show you, because I think it's really, really awesome. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into that now. Okay guys, so here is the 1-card combo I was talking about. So for this, we're going to be normal summoning Z-Yamen, but keep in mind, if we have emergency teleport, you can just do the emergency teleport the same exact line, and the line does not use your normal summon. So you can play through Nibiru, get 3 interruptions, 2 Cosmic Blazar Dragons, and if you play Synchro Rumble, you can also keep the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. So all of that playing through Nib off 1 card. Again, no normal summon too if it's emergency teleport. For this one, we're going to be using normal summon, so you have more ends of ways of starting. So now, Ogre Dance and Z-Yamen themselves are also starters for this. So again, we're going to start with Z-Yamen effect to be able to search Foxy-tune. Then we can use Foxy-tune's effect to special summon Deer Node. Then we can synchro summon the Z-Yamen and the Deer Node to go into our new Prima Primus. Such a good card. Then we go Chain Link 1, Chain Link 2 of the Deer Node to bring back the Foxy-tune and search out Emblem of Oath. Now we can synchro summon into an Ultimaya to Zolkin. We can activate the Emblem of Oath to set the Centurion stand-up, so that we can trigger the Ultimaya, so that we can get Crystal Wing. This is the nib point, by the way. Ultimaya itself is the nib point. This is the 6th summon. So if they nib you, they can only nib over Ultimaya. Guess what? You don't care if they nib there. It is completely fine if they nib here, because you are still doing the full Centurion line. It is completely fine. So yeah, anyway, here we are going to be going for the Crystal Wing. Then we can activate our stand-up, and now we can do our Centurion line. So we can go Trudea effect to put itself back to get Primera effect to summon itself out, Primera effect to get Wake Up Centurion, Wake Up effect to summon a token. This token is going to be level 4 though. Usually we summon level 8 tokens. We are summoning a level 4 here. Keep that in mind. Now, a bonus to what we have now with the level 8 Synchro is that there's a bridge that puts the Synchro in the graveyard, and that actually allows Wake Up to be 2 bodies. It lets it be both a tuner and a non-tuner. So you can dump the trap card, use the trap in graveyard to bring back the level 8 Synchro, and now you have a level 12 Synchro just off of Wake Up's resolution. You didn't even commit anything. You just activated Wake Up, and it's another level 12 Synchro. It is so easy, it's crazy. You can synchro the level 4 tuner and the non-tuner, because the synchro is a tuner, into Auxilia. Use Auxilia's effect to be able to search Gargoyle. Then you can send away the Trudea for Gargoyle, and then you can synchro summon the Gargoyle with the Primera to go into Crimson. While here, you can add back the Gargoyle. If you play Synchro Rumble, you can get it here. This is where you get Synchro Rumble. Then you can use the Synchro Rumble to get back the Primera, because it is a tuner monster. So you can just bring this back again, and you're going to let it sit on your field to your opponent's turn. But in this scenario, we're just going to go Crimson Dragon. And then, again, if you play Rumble, you get it here. You use Crimson Dragon's effect, summon out Blazar. Again, if you play Rumble, put Blazar in the EMZ. I think I move it in this, yeah. And then if you did a Rumble, you don't get Primera, because you already have a tuner. You need to get Trudea, so that when you go for the second 12, you can use Primera Primus, and then the Primera in the graveyard. So you get another 12 Synchro without using Crystal Wing. In this scenario, we're going to use the Crystal Wing. So we are going to use Crystal Wing to negate something that our opponent did. Then we can use Primera's effect to special summon herself, get a little bit of follow-up. So this line gives you a little bit of follow-up, but you lose to Crystal Wing. So that's like the the pros and cons, but it's up to you. If you have to play the Brick and Synchro Rumble, or you can do a little bit more consistency build, and you still have a very strong M board. Then you can use those two, because you have a tuner and a non-tuner, of course, to go into Crimson Dragon effect to be able to get Cosmic Blazar Dragon again. And again, of course, if you use Rumble, you get to keep the Crystal Wing. But 1 card playing through Nib, double Blazar Crystal Wing, that is insane for Centurion. That is crazy. It actually is a good M board, and you don't need Calamity. You just get to actually play Centurion. And it's also a strong reason why I think Blazar Dragon should be a 3 of in this deck, because it is the only 12 that is, in my opinion, good going to make a board. Like, this card is so strong. And your biggest worry is them just OTKing you. And you need to be able to not let that happen. So you have a good wall here to prevent yourself from getting OTK'd. You had to discard cards for the combo, and there's also other lines that you can do in this where you are drawing a lot of cards, because we didn't use Legatia. We didn't use the other tuner. I'm forgetting her name right now. The tuner that came out with Auxilia. We didn't use her because you search Emblem of Oath now. Now you get that draw very consistently. So your like mid-game coming back to you is so strong because you're drawing so many cards. So if you play a lot of non-engine in here, you just get to be drawing them consistently. It's insane. So yeah, for one card, I think this is crazy. The amount of extensions you get too off of the punk cards, again with Itelli and Ziyaman and Foxy Tune, I think it's ridiculous. And of course, like I said, Centurions don't always need their normal summons. So if you wanted to cut down on normal summons, I think 2 Primera and 2 Trudea is definitely completely fine for this deck, just so you don't draw multiples in your hand. Again, let me know what you guys think down below. I think this is really cool. Huge shout out to Nick for even coming up with this idea. We worked on the combo together, but he's the original person who's like, yo, Punk Centurion, definitely check it out. So again, shout outs to him for getting this idea going. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. Please subscribe if you did, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.